Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Ryan, Silak wakes up. You are bound. Your hands are tied behind your back. You are gagged, but you are still in your armor. You do not have any of your weapons nearby, and you do not have any of your claws on you. However, we still must deal with the claws that were attacking.
Yeah, they might kill him.
They might kill him. So
It might get my revenge.
he makes one hand attack at a claw one round, misses. Give me 2 attacks for claws that round. Holy
Fucker.
shit.
You're going down, bitch.
The 20 is a crit, yeah. Oh shit.
Did I bring the leader down?
No, he's still alive. He drops his spear, uses 2 hands to
I'm
remove the claws.
so mad. This guy was supposed to be on my side.
Throws one of them away. Give me 1 claw attack.
12. Oh no, it wasn't the guy that I charged, is it?
No. Oh god, give me some damage for that.
1.
Also, he needs a saving throw versus death for the other thing, which he fails. Give me another d6 and d10.
Okay. Wait, for what?
For the 20 was a
save?
severity, yeah. For the crit.
Only 3.
No, that's not going to be anything worthwhile. Yeah. And then he makes an attack at the other claw. And you said they're AC 13?
Yeah, AC 13.
Okay. Finally tears off the other one, and I believe the claws get shat. Like, as he throws them off, his other men skewer them on the ground with spears. So he is alive.
Yeah. I'm also kind of mad at Garth. Like, I tried to avoid these humans and move towards the city, and whatever.
Okay.
So much went wrong.
So much went wrong. You wake up in this camp.
Like, what time of day is it?
It is. God, it's hard to tell. You're in a tent. There's a lot of light out. It's definitely daylight. It's not evening or dawn.
I went down at 0.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone kick me while I was down?
No, you're at 1 HP when you come to consciousness.
I am at 1 HP.
Yeah.
And can I memorize spells? Can I pray? Or
you haven't exactly had a restful past little while.
I'm sort of I'm kind of pissed off at Verasi. Like, I spent an hour in prayer, whatever it took to memorize all those spells. Received no visions the night before the battle. None of those prayers were answered. Like, I had all of those spells in my memory, and I just got cut to pieces on the field of battle. Didn't warn me that Falumbra was coming.
The rage seethes inside of Silak.
So I don't.
Rossi's at fault. Everyone else is at fault. Someone should have warned me. Nothing is going according to plan, and Silak is in a rage. A little while after you wake up.
Has it been long enough that I feel I could pray if I wanted to?
You don't feel rested enough.
Okay. But all of the prayers are wiped from my memory.
Yeah. A few minutes after you wake up, maybe 10, maybe 20, whatever.
Hold on a second. No, I don't have rope use. I will struggle with my bindings if I can.
I will allow you
open doors or something.
I was going to allow you a bend bars at like double chance because they're tight bonds around you. What's your percentage for open doors or bend bars? 4. So
not bad roll, but
no, you can't break the bonds. So the tent flap opens, and in walks who else but the former, or I guess the current leader of these Falumbrites, or whatever they're called. Mm-hmm. He's got bandages all over him. You notice he's got two thick ones on his legs, like that have a little bit of blood coming through them. He's got scratches. He's fairly bloodied. And he squats down next to you on the ground and goes, well, well, well.
I look up at him in the eyes.
This would have been a lot easier for all of us if you had just sat and talked with me for a moment. But this will do as well. I suppose you want to know what happened. Well,
Who are you?
I am the captain of the Spears of Falumbra. My name is Percy Straw.
You were not. Why? Why? You were not in the visions.
What visions?
Silence. This. This is not how it was supposed to go. What?
Nothing ever
What were
is,
you doing
buddy.
here?
Nothing ever is. I
What?
presume you want to know what happened to your men. A lot of them died, but those damn giants of yours are tough shits. Uh, the remainder of your what do you guys call them? Tribes? Whatever. The
Yes.
remainder of your tribe has splintered off with the giants and are on their way back towards the foothills. We're gonna kind of give them some room and let them head back. I think they've realized that the battle's over. But the question is, what do I do with you? You showed a lot of courage, a lot of, some would call it stupidity. Um, so why don't you tell me more about these visions and what it is that you were trying to do? I can't quite piece it together. I haven't seen hobgoblins organized like this in a long time. I mean, what were you doing? Were you trying to take Redport? What's going on here?
None of it matters now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. All of those souls for the reaping.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Flumbra will
look up
bless
at
us
him,
today.
look up and down his armor. Bless you. She will curse you.
Are you kidding? We
She,
provided her with plenty of fresh souls. She loves us.
a paltry number compared to what there should have been. There. Any news from Redport?
He rolls his eyes. Yeah, they're fine, I guess.
Any
I
news
mean,
from Redport?
no news. The giants dented the walls, broke some of them down, probably killed a few defenders, but
And from the water?
what do you mean? Do you have more people attacking from the sea? Shit! He gets up and storms out of the tent in a huff.
I think
Um,
I lie flat on my back and look up at the roof of the tent. And I guess rest. I would. I
you can,
continue to flail with my bonds, but out of character, I know that once I've failed once,
yeah,
there's
you can hear the cursing and the yells outside as riders are reorganized to go check out Redport, um, and the thundering of horse hooves as they take off. Is there anything else you'd like to do for the rest of the day?
curl up and die.
Okay.
Sacrifice myself to Verasi.
Um,
No, fuck that. Sacrifice myself to, I don't know, Delumbra? Martha?
eventually, the night falls, and you are just left alone this entire time. Um, actually, when the sun goes down, you are dragged out of your tent by a couple of guards and tossed in a small holding cell. In this cell are a few other hobgoblins who are similarly bound. Um, I guess your gag has been removed. These other guys are tied, and they're actually tied to the walls of the cell, of the like cage that's been erected. You're just tossed in on the ground. Um, None of the hobgoblins in this cage are firebrands.
I don't think I want to talk to them.
Okay. Night goes, and you wake up the next morning. You can memorize spells now.
How does that go? Guess. Oh, I had an aid that I should have cast. Doesn't matter. Thought that was the warm up. Um, well, I'll memorize the same spells if I guess if I can. Well, no, hold on a sec. I think I want a. My hands are still bound.
Hmm.
I don't have a holy symbol. Now I got to figure out what spells. Okay, Cure Light Wounds is good. So I'll go for 2 Cure Light Wounds. Help on Faith does require a holy symbol. Did they strip me of all of my belongings?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's 2 characters that you've had to pretty much clear the sheets on.
I won't delete it right away, but
There were such plans.
what are hobgoblins for if not throwing a wrench in your plans? You're wrenching my plans too, though. Second level. Maybe. Let's do.
Let's do.
So we're doing 2 Cure Light Wounds, a Command, an Orison, a Cure Moderate Wounds, and let's do a Dust Devil.
And you don't need holy symbols for any of these?
No.
Okay.
And do I have hands free to heal myself, or I'm still bound? You said.
They're still bound.
Then almost doesn't
You
even
get
matter.
all
What I
of
memorize.
the spells that you pray for, but you feel your goddess is angry with you.
Well, I'm angry with her too.
Okay. There's a. Hey guys, we're back. Sorry about that quick stream crash. Hopefully, it won't be a problem going forward. Stream has been pretty stable for the last few days, so I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, you have your spells.
Mm-hmm.
The goddess is angry with you. These spells are given to you to redeem yourself. And go.
I mean, I'm bound. I'm trying to figure out a way to get my arms unbound. What is this cage made out of? And are we out in the middle of a camp?
Yes, you are in the middle of a camp. You see a lot of tents around you, kind of makeshift tents. You can hear the cries from wounded and dying people about you. You heard them all last night, but you're used to that sort of thing, so it didn't bother you. You notice that you're still out in the plains. You think you can see the road from Redport to Clydesdale, but there's just a lot of these soldiers marching around with the. You can see that the banners of the Spears of Falumbra as well.
All right. What is the cage made out of?
Bamboo. No, it's like wood poles. There's no bamboo in this region.
I don't know. I'll have a go trying to grind my ropes up against the side of the cage. Try and start wearing through them while I look around for.
Give me another open doors, doubled open doors, Ben Bars check. You have a tool at your disposal, so you can try again. No. It all looks pretty well done. Like these guys know what they're doing. Eventually, the man who called himself Captain Straw, or Percy Straw, reappears by the cage and goes,
I
"Oh,
I think I hide in the shadows as I see him approaching.
um,
At
give me a hide and
are my feet bound? My hide in shadows is 35
Yeah, but there's not really. You're in a cage, you know.
with a bunch of other hob. I mean, it's a big cage. When can't all you tell me is when I can't hide in shadows? What is that seal good for?
When you do hide in shadows, you've hid in shadows very successfully many times.
Sure, sure.
Assault is real. Um, I
I
mean, it'd
just
be a
can't
shitty
concentrate.
cage if you could just like disappear into a shadow.
I'm a,
You
I'm a
know,
fucking thief.
it's a cage, Ryan. It's a cage. He approaches and goes, "Well, I don't know how the hell you speak fish, but that was a disgusting mess to clean up. Do you know how many people lost their lives? You got your slaughter. Hundreds of citizens of Redport are dead. Hundreds of them. And those docks will not be the same. I don't think they'll ever be able to get the smell of fish out of them."
Silac laughs. Just think of all the souls your god could have had.
He squats down and gets quiet and goes, "Yeah, think of all the souls she could have had if you had just had the guts to talk to me for a few minutes.
You had your chance.
You threw a claw at me. You threw 3 claws at me. What the hell are those? God.
Doesn't matter. There aren't any more.
Now, what should I do with you? I could hand you over, claim that you're the leader. Well, it seems that you are. Get a nice
Not an,
reward, watch
I'm
a beautiful execution.
not the leader of anything anymore. The tribes will never have me back. God, do you know what it took to get those giants?
What'd it take?
I shake my head. Where's the spine?
Oh, that flaming spine that you were using as a weapon? I have it in my tent. It'll be an excellent standard for our company now. I thank you for it.
I glare at him in the eyes.
Well, if you have no further use to me then, I'll just be turning you over to Clydesdale. We should be leaving in a few hours. I think they'll be excited to see what we have to offer.
How many other hobgoblins are in this cage?
3. They are bound and gagged.
At least I'm not gagged.
Well, he gets up, gives you one last long look, gives a sigh.
What? What are you? What side are you on?
We are mercenaries. We fight for whichever side pays us. And we were going to switch sides and join you if you gave us ownership, occupation of Redport, but, well,
What a
I guess this
fucking
works just as
mess.
well. Yeah. I'm bummed too. We all could have been fabulously wealthy. I have no idea what you were planning, but your giants and hobgoblins and my men, it would have been beautiful. There were riders coming from Clydesdale. We could have ambushed them, taken Redport together. I'm sure you had a game plan to, more than just taking Redport, but it would have been beautiful. Do you know how many
Redport is only
riches
the
are in
beginning.
there? Do you know the
Redport
trade
is
that comes in from Redport? We would have
Redport is
been.
only the beginning. Redport is the way. Rossi is coming. and she needs somewhere to land.
Well,
Or at least she said she was coming. Now I don't know what to believe.
well, when she gets here, let me know, and she and I will cause wonderful wars together. Thousands shall die, and we shall get all bloody rich.
Seems you are in her favor this day. You don't know what the plans are for me.
Well, you seem a decent fella. I hate to kill you. And with that,
You
he
don't.
gets up and exits. Do you have any spells that you would like to use?
Can I?
Um,
I don't have any hands, so nothing with somatic components, correct?
yeah.
Are there any verbal only? Oh fuck!
Hmm.
Command is verbal only, but I can't think of a one-word command. Get me out of this cage! How far away is the? I mean, is he still walking away, or is he left?
Yeah, he's shutting the door and, locking it up right
I
now.
say, wait.
He looks at
I
you.
look him in the eye as he's like, he was inside of the cage talking to me,
He
not
was
outside.
inside, yeah.
All right. I look him in the eyes and I meet his gaze and I say, untie. And
Ooh.
cast my command spell. And are my hands behind my back or in front of my back?
They are behind your back.
Right. So I sort of roll over and show my hands. If he probably has 6 or more hit die, it seems.
Is that what it takes?
Yeah, 6
Is,
hit die or 13 intelligence. Get a saving
he
throw.
does not have 6 hit die. Let's check his intelligence score. 13 or more?
13.
Okay, he does have 13 intelligence. Oh shit, there goes the die. Ooh, he fails his saving throw. Very nice. Um, and just kind of just opens the door again, steps down, undoes your bonds, gives you a bit of a wink, stands up, and
And I book it. I try and hide in shadows somewhere. Like I run, duck behind a tent, and try and disappear.
okay. Um, you disappear into the camp.
35% chance to
Now
hide in
you're a
shadows.
big hobgoblin.
Yeah.
You're
You said I still have my armor, correct?
you did. You are still wearing armor. You duck into some shadows between a couple of tents and peer out. You are kind of in the middle of the camp. There are a lot of people moving about. You see dozens of people with bronze collars around their necks, some slaves here and there. And you see a bunch of soldiers walking about, various ranks on them. You see Captain Straw start to walk away and then kind of like shake his head and look back and then walk back and kind of kick at the ropes that he untied from you.
I try and get out of it. I don't. I mean,
Okay.
while his back is turned, while he's figuring out what's going on, I want to split. So I'm going to dash to another set of shadows and attempt to hide again. Actually, I think I'll sneak. I'll move silently, which is 70. And I guess no, it's a loud camp. I don't. I run, dive
Okay.
in another shadows.
So you kind of dash from shadow to shadow, trying to make your way out. The camp is pretty busy, and as long as you stay
And
off of the
I
main
actually have
camp trails,
I've got a
it's
full on black cloak, so I pull my hood over my head, and I'd probably just look like a tall, lanky human.
probably.
They red and blue snout.
Where are you going?
I'd like my stuff back, but I can. How many tents are there?
A lot of tents. Most of them are pretty big. It looks like, well, there's a lot of small personal, like little lean-tos
Actually,
everywhere, and then
actually,
there
I'm
are
gonna. Okay.
about a dozen large command tent type things, probably for mess halls and equipment and officers.
Yeah. So I think I will find. I want to get out of the camp if I can, and but I want to heal myself first. So if I can find a tent that I'm hiding behind that there's no sight of any humans, I'll crouch in the shadows there and heal myself, and then try and get out of the camp.
Okay. You kneel down and cast some healing spells on yourself.
Yeah. Let's see here.
How many spells are you casting?
There's a cure moderate for 10. Um, and then I'll probably cast a cure light for 4.
That
Bring me
brings
to
you to 15.
15.
Isn't that
And then I think I'll spend 2 more minutes doing orisons.
okay? All right. As you are casting your last orison, um, uh, you hear, "Hey, what are you doing?" As someone kind of walks towards you, you look up. You
What
got
are,
your hood low while you're healing yourself, and you look up to see kind of you can see hips and down of a person squeezing between two tents to approach you.
what do I see on the hip?
You see a short sword at the hip. You see leather armor on.
Just a short sword, no
Yeah,
dagger.
there's a dagger as well. Yeah,
Okay. So I will draw the dagger and stab
draw
this guy in the
their dagger.
try and draw the dagger from his waist.
Okay,
My pickpockets is rubbish. I don't know if that's what I need to roll here.
you give me a pickpockets.
Is it pickpockets?
Yeah,
God. No.
actually, pickpockets would be if you're trying to take it by surprise, like sneak it without him noticing.
But he noticed me, right?
Yeah, he noticed you.
Or noticed the eerie blue
Um,
light emanating from the shadow.
yeah.
All right. So I don't know. Maybe we enter
So
combat now.
yeah, so you get up and try and grab at that. He goes, "Hey, what the hell?" But he actually failed his surprise roll, so that was all in that one round. So you can roll for initiative while he realizes that you are trying to steal something from him and grabbing at him in your weird cloaked figure with blue
4.
light coming out from underneath him, and it's weird. You go first,
And I
actually.
smell like rotting flesh.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm making an attack roll against his dagger.
Sure. Give me a
Oh
roll.
fuck! I
What?
leveled up, so I should have had +1 to all of my hits, but oh well. I don't think that would have made much of a difference.
No.
Anyways, attack roll against the dagger.
Yeah, you're trying to grab the dagger. Yeah.
But
Give me
no, I
you make a
lunge for his
swipe for it.
waist and miss, and
He
then I proceed. I bolt
okay.
before he
Um,
has a chance to react or draw a weapon.
he doesn't draw a weapon, but he starts to shout, "Hey, hey, thief, thief!" and starts yelling. Some attention is drawn. Where are you running to?
Out of the camp.
Out of the
How far? How close am I to the edge of the camp?
100 feet.
Okay, so then I guess by the end of that round, I'm
You're out in
out of.
the. I mean, around the camp is these soft, gentle, plainsy hills everywhere, so there's not a lot of place to hide outside of the camp. So are you just like gonna make it out of the camp and just walk away?
I guess so. I mean, these hills are my home. This is where I learned to hide in shadows. Hopefully, I can find
That's true.
somewhere to hide. Maybe, yeah. So I'll run looking for a bush or a pile of rocks or something to hide under.
Okay, what was your hide and shadows check?
35.
So you disappear into the plains. You kind of hear the shouts and cries of some alert going up in camp, um, but you find a nice pile of rocks to hide behind. It looks like this might have once been what do you call that when it's a pile of rocks to cover body a cairn?
Oh, that's a good omen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
You duck behind one of these and kind of sneak into a little spot there. Uh, Eventually, you see someone kind of walking around, hands on their hips, like "fuck." There's no one around here. They head back towards camp. The alert dies down. You spend maybe an hour in there making sure that you're safe.
Yeah, I think I'll unbury. Yeah, after an hour of hiding and remaining still, I'll start to remove the stones and see what's underneath.
Underneath is a stack of bodies. The bone looks like it's been charred.
Mm-hmm.
You look like there's maybe 6 corpses in here, or 6 skeletons in here.
Yeah, I slide in with the pile of bones and pull the stones around me
Okay.
and hide out here until nightfall.
Hours pass. The sun
As the
goes
hours
down.
pass, I take a like maybe a femur of one of these skeletons and
Hmm.
try and whittle it into a sharp point on a rock.
Okay. You've got
Maybe
the whole
several.
day.
Yeah, maybe even two or more if I have time.
Yeah, I mean, you can break the bones into kind of stabbing implements. They're pretty rudimentary. Um, if you roll an 18 or higher on them, they need to make a saving throw versus crushing blow
Yeah, I was gonna
or
let me look
damage.
up. I think that's even in. So I think there are bone weapons in combat and tactics that
Oh,
have a
right.
very similar rule to what you just described. Actually, weapons and armor. Weapon.
Bone daggers do D2 points of damage.
That sucks.
Yeah.
2d2, and then B. They have a 1 in 6 chance of breaking anytime maximum damage is rolled.
Okay.
Is that how you want to handle it, or do you want to do your house rules?
I was just going to do 18 or higher saving throw versus crushing blow.
Okay. Well, I guess maximum damage for daggers are 1 and 2. All right, whatever. And then are they still D2?
Yeah.
But my dagger proficiency will apply.
Yes.
How many do I get?
You can make 2 pretty easily.
Okay.
Femurs are very strong, so it takes a long time to whittle them down. But you've got hours and hours, so you can get 2 easily. A third, if you really want to push it, you can stay up in the night for a while grinding away.
Nah, I'll take 2, and then I'm going to sneak back into the camp.
Actually, the camp is gone. By the time night comes and you crawl out of your cairn, the camp is gone. You do notice the bodies of 3 hobgoblins left behind out in the open air. They're
Were there,
being
there were
picked at.
3 taken captive?
Hmm. They're being picked at by vultures.
I look up to the sky and I say, "For you, Varasi, I hope you're happy." And I hiss at the vultures as I walk by and trudge south down the road.
Where are you going?
South down the road.
Okay, you head south
Clydesdale.
down the
Hoping to catch
road.
up with these mercenaries, but we'll see.
Okay.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm going to metagame slightly. I saw in chat, but I do need a holy symbol. So I will want to take a hand from something. So I'll either run back and take a hand from one of the skeletons or from one of the hobgoblins. Do I have a feeling which would be most suitable?
Hobgoblin hands. They're
Okay. So I'll
fresher.
use my bone knife to just like rip my way through one of the hobgoblin's wrists.
It takes a while, but you can just sever a hand from him.
Okay. Stick it in my pocket and start jogging down the road.
Okay.
After 15 minutes, I start to walk, and then I travel through the night.
You travel through the night following the road. You see that near dawn, you see the camp set up of the Spears of Flumbra. They are set up just outside of Clydesdale, a couple of miles. Yeah.
I perch upon a hill overlooking the camp and crouch on the hill and watch.
Okay.
You said dawn, the sun is rising in the east.
hmm It's yeah, it's about to start rising. The sky is getting lighter over there. You can see that there are regular patrols moving about. There are a lot of people set up in camp. There's kind of a rough border done with torches on poles, probably actual oil lanterns instead. But you can't tell from this distance. The camp has a nice setup to it. It looks very professional.
I think I watch them during the day. If I can find somewhere to take a nap, I maybe wander a little ways away if I get tired.
Sure, you can go find a small grove of trees on a hill to nap under or
Mm-hmm.
something, but you're still kind of out in the open. If anyone walks by, they would spot you. It's not a great hiding place. It's not like your little cairn. So what do you do?
I rest for the day, and I will take a look at the camp at night if it's still there.
Okay. Um, During the day, the camp stays there. They don't move. During the day, you hear bells ringing in Clydesdale. They
Mm-hmm.
sound like, well, you've never lived in a town. You don't know what the difference between bell sounds are. So you hear a bunch of bells ringing in Clydesdale for most of the day. Um, and that night, or actually that afternoon, you can smell the scent of roasted pork wafting over the hills towards you. It seems like there's some sort of feast going on inside of the camp. Probably a celebratory feast.
I enjoy the smell, embrace my hunger. I'll have their leftovers.
While you nap, you have a small vision from Verasi. You see yourself walking through some woods and approaching a small pool of water, maybe 100 feet across or so. But you're woken up in the middle of the day by some birds that are around you before you can really get any further than that.
Hmm. Do I know that there's that new forest to the east that just seemed to pop up over the last week or so?
Yes, you are familiar with that forest. It is a small forest. It's about it's 7 miles across, 5 miles top to bottom ish.
Mm-hmm.
It sits along the coast.
All right. I wait for nightfall, and then I'm going to sneak into the camp.
Sure. Night falls once more. And what does Silak do?
I'm going to sneak into the camp. So I'll do my usual creeping silently and dash from shadow to shadow. I look out for guards as I come down over the hills.
Your move silently is
70.
holy shit, you've got great move silently. You're like the
Yeah.
knight.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I am deaf. Do I see?
you are moving
Is the camp still
silently.
set up on the outskirts of town?
It is.
Probably still a raucous party.
Yes, it's quite loud. You can hear the steins clinking. You can hear the people laughing. You can smell the roasted meats. You can almost taste the ale in the air.
I slip into the camp and hide in the shadow of a tent as I try and look for the command tent.
Command tent is pretty obvious.
All right. So I try to sneak myself towards the tent. Hood pulled overhead. My bone daggers are shoved in my belt. So
Hmm.
hopefully, even if I get spotted, I don't want to look too crazy conspicuous. Like I could just be a tall dude wandering around for a piss, maybe. I don't know. Let me know
Okay.
if I see
But a tall
someone.
dude who's looking inconspicuous. Like you've got your
Okay.
cloak all around you and your hood up, you
So
know.
inconspicuous that I'm conspicuous.
Oh. So you walk through the camp looking, or you find the command post. It's not too terribly hard to find. The command post is a little bit of ways from the big ruckus area. Do you approach it? What
It's
do you do
close to the
once you
ruckus
found it?
area.
No. It's a little bit of ways.
Okay, even better. Yeah. So while the camp is partying in the center, thinking that their foes have left, I'm going to sneak towards the command tent.
Hmm. You approach it from behind. It's staked down all over the place, but you could lift up the tarp or maybe pull out one of the stakes and slip underneath the tarp.
All right. I'm going to prepare. Yeah, I'm going to start like removing a stake so that I can slip under like the back of the tent.
Hmm.
That, is that cool?
That's
I
cool.
look around first. I mean, like I hide in the shadows behind the tent and look around to see where the nearest tents are behind me. If there's anyone patrolling.
The command tent is kind of set up in this next to two other large tents, and all their backs are to one another.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of in the middle of these three tents and
Okay.
pulling up a
All
stake.
right. So, and then I just like I lay down on the ground and just lift the tarp up just enough to peer inside the tent.
There is a large table set in the middle of it with, well, you can't see anything that's on it. Um, you see, what's his name? Uh, Captain Straw
Mm-hmm.
sitting on the table. There's a mug in his hand, and he's playing with that spear of yours, kind of like turning it on and turning
I
it
start
off.
uttering arcane words and making strange gestures in the air, whispering them silently. Perhaps if he hears them, he just thinks it's a wind on the or a whisper on the wind. This takes 2 minutes in total.
Okay. What happens when? Well, so he's there playing with the thing, turning it on, turning it off, taking a drink. In the middle of your whispering, you're vaguely aware of someone entering the
I
tent
mean, okay, all right,
and saying something to him, and then leaving. You didn't catch the words, and he doesn't move, and you're continuing chanting your Dust Devil spell.
yeah. So after 2 rounds of casting, all right, yeah,
A minor
Ross, yeah,
elemental has been
yes,
summoned.
elemental dust devil, which probably just, I mean, it's a small whirlwind, 1 foot in diameter, at the base, 5 feet tall, 5 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet at the top. So it probably just starts hurling everything, like all the papers and things around
Wind
his.
picks up, the tent starts to rattle, the flames on his spear start to like fly around.
He can light the spear. All right.
He
And
can
while
light
he's
the spear.
distracted with a dust devil, which probably attacks him, I want to sneak up behind him and backstab.
Okay.
So I'll crawl under that little loop or the whatever that I've yeah under the back of the tent, the hole that I've made. Sneak in. So I guess initiative, deal with dust devil first, and then we'll see.
Well, I'm going to give
Chat
you a
chat has
nice.
corrected me. I did not conjure a dust devil. I've conjured a salt devil.
It's an earth elemental instead. Um, he is surprised by the sudden dust devil in his tent,
Mm-hmm.
as one would expect. So please give me an attack with it at plus. What is it? 2 for surprise. Four.
Yeah.
Four
Does it
plus
use
four.
my THACO? Is that how it goes? Yeah. Like it doesn't give it gives it a it's got AC, hit die, and damage.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
just my THACO.
yes.
My attack, 6. So nothing. I think that first round, it just creates a distraction, sends his papers and clothes hurling around the tent.
If I'm not mistaken, if it's actually on top of him, he's blinded by it.
Oh.
If it occupies the same space as him, it is
It
blinding.
puts out all the light in the tent as well. It puts out torches, small campfires, exposed lanterns. You said someone walked into the tent, right?
Earlier, but they left again.
Okay. Okay, within the 2 minutes. Okay.
There is light emanating from
across the
his flaming spine spear.
Yeah, it puts out open flames of non-magical origin.
Yeah.
So there is still light. But it probably whips the flames to and fro. If skimming across ground in an area of loose dust, sand, or ash, or salt, the dust devil picks up those particles, disperses them in a 10-foot diameter cloud centered around itself. The cloud obscures normal vision, and creatures caught within it are blinded while inside for 1 round after they emerge.
Okay.
A spellcaster caught in the dust devil while casting must make a saving throw, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't even give a save. So if he's within 10 feet of it, he's blinded.
Yeah.
How big is the tent?
The tent is, what is this? 15 feet across.
Okay. So I move it like a little ways away so that I can come up behind him without being caught in the dust storm.
Do give me an initiative roll.
Yeah.
Oh, and just don't roll a 10, and you'll be okay.
2.
I'll keep it better. So
I am the knight.
you see him shielding his eyes against the dust, and you move before he even gets a chance to do anything.
Surprise. Sorry, not surprise. Back attack.
Yep.
He probably gets an AC penalty for being blind.
He's also
after
surprised because he doesn't know that you're
Oh, he is.
showing up from behind. So 20, he is still wearing his breastplate, but that's still... Oh, it doesn't clear by 10. So you stab him in the back.
Well, it's, hold on. With surprise, it's a 22. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And, okay. And back attack in this edition is just double damage, right?
Yes.
So I don't actually do that much. 4 points of damage.
Nice.
And he's probably healed from before. The Dust Devil does attack.
Give me an attack
Or
roll with the Dust
was that
Devil.
the same round? Or was...
Yeah, no, this is a new round. It attacked the round that it was summoned and attacks this round.
Okay. Still surprised because he hasn't gone.
Just make the roll. Oh, nice. The Dust Devil whips
4
him
points of
back and
damage.
forth. He
And I whisper in my ear, or in his ear, I am death.
he
Thought you could
stumbles.
spurn me. Stumbles into the cloud.
He stumbles into the cloud and out through the other side. You lose sight of him because of all the
Does he
dust.
take the spine with him?
He does.
Bastard. I move the Dust Devil to block the door of the tent. So I move it so it's mostly outside of the tent.
Okay, he can still walk through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's blinded for 1 round.
Actually, you
after
do get an
he-
attack of opportunity as he moves away
do.
from you.
I do indeed. At +2 for back attack.
Yes.
Nice.
Very nice.
AC penalty for being blind. Is that enough to
Um,
crit? That's enough to crit, right?
Yes, you do crit, which means your weapon needs to make a saving throw versus crushing blow anyway. Give me another D2 in there
3.
for backstab.
The femur bakes. Do I get a backstab even though I've already backstabbed?
Yeah, I'm presuming. Oh my god.
So
5 points of damage.
The femur just breaks off in his back, I think, or at least some fragments of it do. The tip chips off and is lodged inside of him. What?
He stumbles out the other side. You lose
save
sight
versus
of him.
death.
Oh.
Save versus death. I am
Fail.
death.
Fail.
All right, this is a small weapon, so it's just D6, right?
D6. And I'm just going to say it's an auto torso hit because you are backstabbing.
All right.
Severity 4, piercing humanoids in the torso. Torso grazed, minor bleeding. Okay. So he stumbles out the other side, crying.
Crying.
You can barely hear his words
Wuss.
over the wind and everything. But assassins! Assassin! And what do you do?
I move the Dust Devil in the doorway and proceed to look around the tent, and I spend a round looting the shit out of it.
There's
There's
armor,
no
there's
light, but
weapons,
oh, he's not wearing his armor.
he is wearing his
Wait,
armor, but there's
okay.
other armor and weapons around here. There's shields. There's a large metal chest that has a heavy padlock on it. There's a bed whose bed is no longer
Wait,
made.
is my gear and stuff like? Do I see my bag anywhere?
You do.
Sweet deal. What? Hold on.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll pick it up. I just realized I like there's half of a half elven slave in my bag. I think.
I think you
So,
left your slave
did I
behind.
leave?
I think you left your slave behind in.
Did I? Well, she got torn to pieces, so I think I just had the skull at this point. So I guess there's probably just a skull with the flesh rotting off of it in the bag.
Yeah, I think that's what's
It
left.
probably smells awful, and he. Oh, okay. So there are thieves' picks in that bag. So I'll pick up my backpack. I had a crossbow and shit too. Like, can I recover all of my gear,
Yeah,
or
you have all of your gear is just dumped in a corner or dumped next to the bed.
all
It
right? So
looks
I
like your
spend.
holy symbol is out on the
I didn't have a
bedside
holy
table.
symbol. I
Oh,
just
you
had.
didn't.
I just had claws. The holy symbol of Verasi is a skeletal hand.
All right.
The
Well,
first one that I start.
your half elven slave skull, with its brains and everything inside of it, is on his nightstand. It looks like
It's not a skull. It is a head. It's only been dead for like a week or two, right? So
um
it's like still fleshy and rotting in
yeah,
the
but
same.
something was eating at it. There's most of the skin is gone. You notice that he has set a candle on it, and the candle's been like slightly melted over the skull. It's his little nightstand candle holder now. You can recover it if you want, or you can leave it behind.
It's my candle holder.
Um, anyway, the
So I
winds are fierce. You can't really see very much.
well, I've moved
Um,
it to like the entrance of the cave. So it's basically I move it outside of the of the tent. So it's like preventing someone from stepping inside unless they want to be blinded,
right.
but no longer inside the tent. At least after that first round.
Okay. What do you do at the
And
end of that round?
um, well, after I recover my gear, I will take my thieves' picks out of my bags and have a go at the padlock, which unfortunately is only 15%. Only 15% pick locks. Shall I roll that?
Please do.
Actually, that takes like 10 minutes, doesn't it?
Yes, it can take up to 10 minutes.
I don't think I will then.
Okay. I was gonna.
I give it a minute and fumble and don't bother to finish, I think.
Um,
Um, there's are there any steel daggers? I guess I have my two steel daggers.
they're in your bag if you had them.
Yeah, are there more steel
Actually, no, they're
daggers?
not in your bag. One of them is on the table. The other one is missing.
Okay. Are there others? Like you said, there were a certain assortment of weapons.
There are like six spears, three spears actually, a longsword, a couple of shields, some leather armor, some other things, cloaks, clothes.
I guess I'd take the longsword with me as I slip out the back of the tent.
All right, you hear all sorts of shouts and cries. The campsite is a mess. Um, you notice as you're slipping out the back, a bunch of troops have formed kind of in and around the camp, or in and around the tent, and you can see the leader, Mr. Straw, on the ground, like kind of just like on his hands and knees, or on his knees and one arm on the ground. There is a man wearing white robes.
How far am I from the like? If I were to make a break for it from here,
Mhm.
do I have a clear shot out of the camp?
More or less. You're kind of